Hey everyone, Zara here again, and welcome back to another episode of Style Drops. This week's episode will be part 2 of a previous episode on some of Gail's favorite areas to design and style. In part 1, I covered banquettes, beds, and using valuable real estate under the stairs, called the spandrel. But in this episode, I will share even more fabulous finishing touches to explore and level up on. These are more areas where Gail gets to play with line and scale in ways that transform not just rooms but entire dwellings, and the way people experience them. First one up is creating that much-needed reading nook, cozy corner, or perhaps you like to call them zen zones. Whatever the name you choose to label it as, those much-needed spaces are designed for solitude and a time to reset. Those nooks and cozy corners are all about creating pockets of peace within your space for you to retreat, rest, and reset your vibe. Comfortable seating that actually supports your body. Good natural light, supplemented with warm task lighting. Accessible storage for books or projects, soft textures and layers, a sense of separation from the rest of the world, with personal touches that feel like the space knows you. She has even converted walk-in closets to her own zen zone, a way to close out the world and just be. These spaces are where solitude feels luxury and a choice. Where your space is designed around your actual needs and preferences, not what you think you should want. These nooks often become people's favorite spaces in their entire homes. Next up, patios and balconies. They are the bridge between your interior sanctuary and the outside world. They're outdoor rooms, and yet most people treat them like blank concrete or metal spaces that don't deserve real design attention. That's a massive missed opportunity. Designing patios and balconies, because they expand your living space without adding square footage. Balconies are smaller, more intimate spaces, but they're no less important. Whether you have a tiny balcony or a sprawling terrace, the principle is the same. Design your outdoor space unapologetically. Make it comfortable, make it beautiful, make it yours. Extend your interior aesthetic into the natural world. Create a space that invites you to spend time outside. It makes your own space feel larger. No matter how limited Gail's budget is or was, one thing was always mandatory when selecting a place to live: a balcony, to have outdoor access. Balconies and patios are extensions of your space, so make them count. Moving on to black iron windows, they might be one of design's best secret weapon in modern design, and honestly I don't think people talk about them enough. Their architectural drama meets functional beauty, and they change everything about a space. Black iron windows, whether they're factory style, industrial inspired, or contemporary minimalist, create instant sophistication and visual interest. They draw the eye, frame views, and become focal points without trying too hard. They work in virtually any style, and they add an unexpected edge that elevates everything else in the room. What I love most, black iron windows create defined architectural interest while also providing functional design at the same time. They can separate spaces, frame views, add depth, or create drama depending on how you use them. They're bold without being aggressive. It says, this space was designed with intention, without screaming for attention. These design directions will not be for everyone, but even in adding the smallest touches in your spaces, through shower walls, storage units and doors, can add so much to an interior setting. They're universally elegant because it's fundamentally about good design, clean lines, functional beauty, architectural integrity. Next up, gallery walls. These can be a design challenge because they're the opposite of generic. They're inherently personal, deeply expressive, and completely reflective of the person living in the space. A well-designed gallery wall isn't just pretty pictures in frames. It's a curated collection that tells your story, displays your taste, and creates visual interest that no single piece of art ever could. It's where photography, art, typography, and personal meaning all come together in one intentional statement. Gallery walls can be all high-end art, though they don't need to be, or they can be prints, personal photos, meaningful quotes, children's artwork, vintage finds, and thrifted treasures mixed together. The key is intentionality and cohesion, not price tags. $5 prints arranged beautifully can outshine expensive pieces arranged randomly. Gallery walls are also permission to display the things we love. They're where you let go of opinions of others for the choices and your taste and time to start celebrating it. A look that is universal throughout a multitude of design styles, and one of the most important decor choices one can do, to create a true connection and personalization of a space. They're where your space becomes undeniably yours, instead of looking like everyone else's. Though there are design challenges when creating these walls. finding the right balance, strategically choosing frames while playing with scale and spacing, all while mixing mediums. If you find this to be a major difficulty, DM Gail below for free direction. But the real magic is in what happens when you look at that wall and feel genuinely proud of your selections, and that the space actually reflects who you are. Finally, let's discuss the main sitting area of your space. This is always where you want to place your main concentration. Unfortunately, many get lost when pulling together a cohesive look, for several reasons. Either poor layouts, bad design choices, or an overall unappealing look and feel. In other words, great individual pieces, but there is no look or feel that brings the whole space and story together correctly. Your objective should always be to create a place where you actually want to spend time, not a space you tolerate while scrolling through your phone and wishing you were somewhere else. Design the space to inspire as well as relax. That means layers of texture and comfort mixed with visual interest. That means lighting that creates mood rather than just illuminating the room. A well-designed living room is where you can be yourself. The design challenge is creating visual interest through style, functionality, and comfort. Design your space for everyday, not just moments, but the intersection of where style and relaxing meet. To be completely honest, most create the main living area to look more like a hotel lobby than a space to unwind. But that also doesn't mean that everything needs to face the TV. If the space allows, try to keep the TV screen as a secondary focal point. Create seating that acknowledges the TV exists but doesn't worship it. Angle chairs. Add a reading spot. Include surfaces where people can actually set down their drinks and phones without performing gymnastics. Lighting is where most living rooms completely fail. That single overhead fixture or multiple recessed lighting fixtures is not ambiance. Layer your lighting. Table lamps, floor lamps, and accent lamps all at multiple heights is what you want. And added plus, place dimmer switches on all of your lamps for the extra special effect. The magic to any space is texture. That is your secret weapon for making a living room feel rich and inviting. Here's how you know if your living room is working. Do you actually use it? Not just when guests come over, but on random Tuesday nights when you're tired and just want to be comfortable. Do you choose to spend time there? Or do you migrate to your bedroom because that's the only place that actually feels good? If you have kids and pets, acknowledge that reality instead of fighting it. Choose fabrics that can handle life. Create storage that hides the chaos. Accept that lived in doesn't have to mean messy. It means functional. If you love books, display them. If you collect things, show them. If you need surfaces for your laptop, coffee, and the 17 other things you're juggling, create those surfaces. A space that works is one where comfort and style aren't competing, they're collaborating. Your space looks intentional and feels effortless, where every piece serves both a functional purpose and contributes to the overall beauty. That's the real art of living room design. Not perfection, but integration. Not sacrifice but balance. Not performing but living. Your space should make you happy to be home. Until next time, and please don't forget to like and subscribe and leave a comment on what your favorite space is to design.